Hey, it's Janet. Thanks for coming back to the Urban Root. And today we're making my famous protein bread. It's hemp seed bread. It is probably the most requested thing I make for my friends. So today we're making the regular version. There is also a vegan version, and I'll tell you a little bit about that as we go, okay? So we're going to start out with 4 cups of warm water. Not super hot water, okay? Just warm water. You're going to put in 2 tablespoons of sugar, okay? It can be cane sugar. I usually use cane sugar. Today I'm using refined sugar because that's what I have. But this recipe has no syrups, no chemicals, no preservatives, nothing like that in it. It's just a really good recipe. All right, so now we're going to just whisk up the sugar into the water a little bit, and we're going to put 2.5 teaspoons of yeast in here. Okay, so your 2.5 teaspoons, you're going to let sit for a few minutes. Oh, let's stir it up a little bit. You don't have to whisk it too much, just a little, just enough where the yeast gets under the water before it starts to bloom. I'm going to set this to the side for just a second, and we're going to let that bloom, okay? Put this over here. And while we're letting that bloom, we're going to talk about why this bread is so good and so popular. So we're going to start out using hemp seed. I don't know if you all have ever seen this. Here in Springfield, where I live, you can get it at Costco. And I know you think, oh no, not buying from Costco, but there's nothing added. It's just hemp seed. It is a complete and total plant protein, which is there aren't very many that are just plant protein. 1 slice of bread when we're finished should have 60 grams of protein in it because of this. Then we have milled flaxseed, okay? Milled flaxseed, not regular flaxseed. You want your body to be able to absorb this when you eat it. That's the reason you have it in there. And if it's whole, you can't absorb it. Then we have regular chia seeds, always good for all of the good stuff in your body. It mineralizes everything. That's exactly, and it's really good for your digestion. We also have a quarter cup of melted butter, and then we're going to have 1.5 teaspoons of salt in this, okay? So we're going to start out putting all the wet ingredients in a bowl. Okay, this is what it looks like when your yeast blooms. It just becomes foamy on top, and it gets kind of murky where you can't, you don't want to see the separation. You want to make sure that it's covered through the whole thing. Because now we're going to put our ingredients in our mixing bowl. Okay, start out with the yeast, water, okay, and then we're going to put in our melted butter. This is melted but cooled, okay. Now we're going to put in our seeds, okay. So we're going to start with our hemp seed. This is a 1/2 cup. But I'm taking this into a 1/4 cup because I have a measurement in here. So all we're using is a 1/4 cup of all of this. And you're going to put it in about equal parts, okay? So I'm going to put in, move this over a little bit so you can see this. Hemp seed. Of course, now I happen to like a little bit more hemp seed than everybody else because I like the way it tastes. Especially when you cook it, it gets really creamy and makes everything really yummy. Okay, milled flax. Okay. And then your chia seeds. Okay, now chia seeds, man, a little bit's a lot. So we're just going to sprinkle a little bit on the top and call it good. All right, so now we're going to put this in with the yeast mixture and stir it up. We're just stirring that up in there. And now it's time to add the sifted bread flour. I've already sifted it and put it in a bowl. I just wanted to make it easier and a little quicker so you don't have to watch everything that we do here. Okay, so here it is. We're going to put it a little bit of time, and we're going to stir it in the bowl without the hook. I'm not going to turn on the mixer or anything yet. Okay, and you're going to incorporate all of that with your spatula into the bowl. It doesn't have to be a dough or anything, but what you don't want is you don't want it to start, you know, the cloud of flour that comes out when you first start something like this. Okay, so we got that. Now we're going to put, before we start blending, now we're going to put our salt in. Okay, it's going to be a teaspoon and a half. There we go. All right. That doesn't have to be mixed. I just kind of cover it up a little bit. Okay. Now for the moment of truth. There we go. All right. So we're gonna mix this on medium for about 3 minutes. Okay. I'll show you what it looks like. Start out. There you go. And you don't want it to be flying everywhere. You just want it to be really easily mixed. It's kind of the secret to most dough, especially if you don't want to have to knead it on the counter. And I am, you know, not anti-knead, but you know, close to it. So I do it this way, and you're going to mix it in here until it pulls completely away from the sides of your mixing bowl, right? And it's going to form a soft dough. Not super soft, but soft like a bread dough. And as soon as we're done mixing it, I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so now the dough is finished. So we're going to take the hook off. And it should slide cleanly right off the hook. That's how you know that it's mixed right. Okay, so now we have our dough. Okay, dough ball. It's not smooth like it would be if it was a pastry dough, or a cinnamon roll dough. It looks kind of a little bit rough, but it's not that. It's for bread. It's different. Okay, so now I have a well-oiled bowl. I put olive oil in here. I'm going to take my dough and roll it around in the olive oil and coat the entire dough ball. Okay, and now I'm going to take a damp cloth and put it over and put it in my oven. Okay, and now the oven is on 180 right now, but I'm getting ready to turn it completely off, open the door, and then put it in there. Okay, and you're going to let it rise until it doubles in size, about an hour. Okay, so we'll see you in a minute. Okay, welcome back. So now the dough has doubled in size. Okay, so we're going to take it out. We're going to punch it down, take it out of the bowl. And you want to just kind of stretch it out. Okay, you're going to take your knife or whatever it is that you're going to use and cut it in half. Now I have 2 pans here. I've already oiled. Okay, you can use olive oil or butter or whatever it is that you like on the outside. Excuse me. Okay. Ready? Okay. Take off your towel. Okay, see the dome on that? That's what you need to see on the second rise. Usually takes about an hour. And now I'm going to take my razor blade. I'm just going to cut a slit here and a slit here. I'm going to put them straight in. I'm not putting anything on top this time because this is sandwich bread. And I'm just using it for sandwiches. We're going to bake it on 375 for 27 minutes. Oops. Gotta pay attention. 27 minutes. See you in a bit. Okay, it's time. Ta-da! 2 lovely loaves of sandwich bread. See, no need to put anything on top. And now we'll let them cool and we'll try it after we slice it. Okay, make sure that you put it out on your rack. Okay, take them straight out. I let them sit for 1 minute before you take them out of the pans. Put them on a rack and let them cool until they're completely cooled off. I know a lot of people like warm bread. I do too. Sometimes right before it gets like completely cool, I'll cut a piece. But if you do, one thing about homemade bread, it doesn't have any of the fillers or anything like that. So if you cut it when it's really, really warm, the whole loaf will just collapse and just mat together, and you don't want that. So we'll see in a little bit when it's time to try it. Okay, here we go, the moment of truth. Okay, here's our bread. It smells so good. I know you all know when it's so good. So we're gonna just slice it. Okay. And look at the crumb on this. It's perfect size for sandwiches. It's not little, it's not too big. Okay, so I'm just gonna slice one slice. Okay, let's taste it and see. Man, that's good. Can you see the seeds? It's nice and creamy. The seeds are, and it's really, really super soft. And one cool thing about this recipe, especially if you roll it, it will actually hold together. It won't break apart if you slice it thin. Also, it's really good for toasting, and it's perfect. It's just the perfect bread. So thanks for coming along today. Our series starts next week. We're going to be doing a traditional series. We're going to be doing a series on traditional American foods and what their counterparts might be in Portugal. Because one thing I haven't told you all yet is that it is our goal to move to Portugal at the end of the year. So there'll be a lot of things, I'll be taking you with me, and there'll be a lot of things that you'll learn. So until next time, I'll see you then.